All right, we welcome you to another edition of Instigator Mick. I'm your host, Mickey Jordan. Bringing to you another episode here. Talk about the NFL, talk about college football, and also talk a little about hockey now because, second week we're doing it now because this is like the second week of NHL back, all that. So let's recap the first week of the Sabres season. Let's talk a little about hockey. But first, before I do that, I'll recap the other two teams I usually like pay attention to kind of. Golden Knights, I hate them, but still, I like this. I want to scout them because, I don't know, because I got a buddy that's a Golden Knights fan. I like to see the Golden Knights fail. Let's see. They're undefeated. They're defending Stanley Cup champs. They're 4-0, which is unfortunate. Ugh. Jack Eichel, I cannot stand him. But hey, I won't talk about him as much until the Sabres play with them, obviously. So that's going to be big. But they're undefeated. The defending champs are undefeated. But the Canucks have been surprising everyone. 2-1 start. Even though they lost last night, but hey, they beat the Oilers twice. So Vancouver's looking good. But that's really good. First, let's really get into Sabres. Yes, last week was kind of disappointing. Losing the first two games to the Rangers and the Islanders. They looked kind of disappointing the first two games. But last night, something brought out of the Sabres. They finally found a way to win. Of course, it was the first time they've been on ESPN in like a long damn time. I guess a really good Tampa Bay team they beat, but they were also dealing with a lot of injuries. Tampa Bay was, but still, we found a way to win in front of the home crowd, being on ESPN too. It was a great win last night. We were up 2-0 though. And then Tampa Bay started scoring goals. I mean, they scored one in the second period, and then third period they scored one late with 7 seconds to go in the third period to force overtime. I was like, oh, God, here we go. I thought the Sabres were going to lose this one, I thought. When I went to overtime, Dylan Cousins comes in clutch. Sabres get their first win of the season. That was amazing. It was a great way to get their first win finally. Doing it on national TV. Of course, this week they got plenty of games this week to talk about. I mean, see, they got the Calgary Flames tomorrow. The Sabres got the Flames tomorrow at home, and then they got the Islanders Saturday night. The rematch with them in Buffalo this time, but they bring back the goat head jerseys. My favorite Sabres jersey. So I'm excited about that. This Monday night, they play Montreal, and of course Tuesday night they'll play the Ottawa Senators. Oh yeah, so Sabres. I think they could turn around. That win that last night builds momentum for the Sabres. I think it builds confidence. See, Q just popped into the chat there. What's up, Cuber? My brother's tuning in, watching this right now from Alfred Hughes, watching from. Shout out to his college. Shout out to him. But all right, now let's get into my college football picks. Last week I won just barely against Max. It was tight. It was a tight one, but I took 2 out of those 3 matchups. Right, all those matchups. So I did really good against Max. It was tight. I'm still up by a lot of games, like in the overall standings in the college football picks. So yeah, I'm doing good in there. So let's get into college football this week. Let's get into this one. Let's start with the biggest matchup of the college football this weekend. College game is going to be there, obviously. It's also the big noon. It's also big noon Saturday. Will be there. Big noon for Fox. So it'll be the noon game. Penn State and Ohio State, both teams unbeaten. These two college teams undefeated. These two have had a long history. These two collegiate teams, Penn State and Ohio State, they've had such a history, dating back to 2016. I mean, the first time I saw it was 2015, but that was a blow up. But then Penn State was Penn State upsetting Ohio State in 2016. That was the whiteout game. I remember that. That was when I realized like Penn State's back to being a powerhouse team. Yeah, that's what this rivalry build up. 2016 it was, and then 2017 was an instant classic there. But Ohio State got revenge there. I mean, the thing is, Ohio State hasn't lost. The last time Ohio State lost to Penn State was 2016. So this is kind of a tough one. And Penn State Penn State is the team I picked to win the national championship this year. This is what I picked. I picked Penn State to win it all this season. So this is a big pick for me. And Ohio State, I said they've been kind of having a down year so far. They proved me wrong. They're undefeated. They beat Notre Dame and all that, but I don't know. This is in Columbus. If maybe you said you pick Ohio State, I don't think so. I'm gonna actually pick Penn State. Why? I don't know. I just think Penn State's defense is just gonna just dominate Evan McCord. That Ohio State team is done. I am telling you that. This Nittany Lions team is for real this year. They are not the same Penn State team as usual when they play Ohio State. This is going to be like a lot different. This is going to be like 2016 kind of when they beat them. But this time they're back to being a powerhouse. I'm telling you, Penn State is back. They are for real. They are going to beat the Buckeyes this weekend. Give me the Nittany Lions. All right, the next one. We got UCF at Oklahoma. This is at noon also. This is on ABC one. This is kind of an easy pick because Oklahoma has been playing really good this year. They surprised us when they beat Texas, but they're undefeated still. I think they're going to stay undefeated. They'll beat UCF pretty easily. So I'll take the Sooners in this one. All right, next one. This is kind of a toilet bowl in the ACC. here. Boston College at Georgia Tech. Boston College started out a little bit disappointing, but they're starting to play a little bit better, I think. But Georgia Tech's, I think, the better team. They've had to win them after beating Miami, at least a couple weeks ago, I think it was. Yeah, almost 2 weeks ago it was when Georgia Tech shocked Miami because Miami did something stupid. Instead of kneeling it, they ran it and they fumbled. All that happened. I talked about this last week. So yeah, who I like in this one? I like Georgia Tech. Obviously, Georgia Tech is the better team. The Crucials are both 3-3, trying to get to a bowl game. But I like Georgia Tech. This is it. At home, I like them easily. They'll win this one. So I'll take them. Oh, this is another great game. This is a really good slate of college football games. This next one here. Tennessee at Alabama. Last year, that matchup lived up to the hype. I remember that last year. Tennessee shocked the world by beating Alabama for the first time in like 16 years or something like that. I remember it was like something like that. Yeah, because John 6 last time beat them. They finally beat him last year. This year it's a little different without Hendon Hooker since now he's in the NFL. Joe Milton's proved he's a good quarterback. Bama's kind of an okay, but their offense is not as great as it used to be, but there's definitely a defensive mind. It might be a tall task for Tennessee because it's in Tuscaloosa, but I think Tennessee beats them again. I really think it's going to be 2 years in a row that Tennessee beats Alabama. I really do. I'll take the Vols in this one. I don't know. I think Bama's going to miss the playoffs. Even though I predicted Alabama to go to the playoffs, but I think they're going to miss it this year. I think Bama misses it the way they're playing. I think Tennessee's going to give them a lot tougher test than they have since the Texas game, I like them. I like them in this one. But all right, the next one. Pitt at Wake Forest. Obviously, I'm a big-time Pitt hater, So this is an easy pick. Well, Pitt has momentum after upsetting Louisville, and all that. But it's in Wake Forest. Wake Forest, I think, yes, my Hokies beat them last week. We're not going to talk about the Hokies as much this week because, Virginia Tech's on the bye week. But, hey, my Hokies got it done. Virginia Tech got the win last week over Wake Forest. And now they play Pitt this week. So I'm just happy Virginia Tech got it done last week. Thank God Virginia Tech has won there. So they go in the bye week with a lot of momentum. So Virginia Tech can enjoy the bye week after a big win last weekend against Wake Forest. But who I like is Wake Forest. It's an easy one. I like Wake Forest over Pitt. Wake Forest is going to turn around after losing to Clemson and Virginia Tech. They're back at home. They'll beat Pitt pretty easily this week. I like Deeks in this one. Eat shit, Pitt. All right, next up is a crucial Big 12 matchup for is Oklahoma State at West Virginia. Oklahoma State surprised us. Remember that like almost 3 weeks ago when they beat Kansas State. Hey, yeah, that's right. They beat Kansas State surprisingly. They were like 10-point underdogs. But do I pick Oklahoma State in this one? I'd say, I would, but it's like no, it's in Morgantown. I got to go with West Virginia. I got to go with the Mountaineers. I'm going to go with the Mountaineers this one. I got to go with West Virginia. This one, I think they're much improved from last year and the year before that. I think they're much improved. I think they can compete for the Big 12 championship possibly. I really think so. Possibly. They're like a dark horse to win the Big 12 this year. I like the Mountaineers this one. Next, you got a Pac-12 matchup. Washington State at Oregon. Oregon coming up a tough loss to the Washington Huskies. This week they play Washington's rivals, the Washington State Cougars, This is in Oregon this time. I think Oregon's going to make a statement. They're going to be pissed off after the loss. They're going to win this week. They're going to dominate this one, I think. Yes, Washington State's a good team, but I think Oregon blows them out. They're going to be mad after losing a heartbreaker to Washington last week. So I like the Ducks in this one. Next, we got Texas at Houston. The Longhorns. Yes, it's the first time the Longhorns have played a game since they lost to Oklahoma. They come out the bye week after losing to Oklahoma, Tough one. How are they going to respond, though? Now playing in Houston. First time these two meet as Big 12 opponents. Yes, Houston used to be the American, but they're okay. They did shock us last week by beating West Virginia. That's right, on a Hail Mary. Well, like in this one, do you take Houston the upset? I said no. I'm going to go with Texas. They're going to respond well after losing to Oklahoma a couple weeks ago. I like the Longhorns this one. They're one of my playoff picks. I got to make sure. I hope they keep it growing. Run the table, get to the playoffs, so I can get one of those predictions right. All right, now this is a really good one. This is one of my other favorite college games, like rivalry games. Michigan at Michigan State. I know because this would be a really good one. I think yes, Michigan State's having a down year and Michigan's dominating. Who do you think wins this one? I would take Michigan State in the upset, but sorry, Nick and Uncle Mike, but I'm going to have to go with Michigan. Even though I want Michigan State to win, but Michigan just there's two for real. They are just so dominant. I like the Wolverines this one. They'll win pretty easily, even though it's in East Lansing, but I like Michigan this one pretty easily. This is another great one here. This is a couple of ranked teams in the ACC. Duke at Florida State. Florida State has never lost to Duke ever in college football. It's crazy. In this all-time rivalry series in college football between these two teams. The most lopsided series in all of college football and all the Power 5, you know. Duke's having a better year. Is this going to be they finally beat Florida State? I had trouble picking this one because Florida State looked dominant. Like I said, a couple weeks ago they beat my Hokies, you know, which I knew it was. And then last week they just really dominated Syracuse. I mean, Syracuse didn't even score a touchdown that game. All he scored was a field goal. Florida State really dominated that one. And Syracuse is a lot better team than Virginia Tech, I thought, you know. I guess not the way Syracuse has been playing. The thing is, they started out playing some weaker opponents for a while. And then he finally realized once they played Clemson and then he played Carolina and Florida State, it's been a tough batch for them. But I think, and Duke, you know, come off a loss to Notre Dame not like 3 weeks ago. And then last week they finally responded by beating NC State. They get back on track? I'd say no. I'm going to go with Florida State this one. This was kind of a tough one because they're both really good teams. This could possibly be a rematch in the AC Championship game, possibly. A little preview for the AC Championship. I got the Seminoles this one in a close one. A lot closer than the experts think. Florida State is going to still remain undefeated in the regular season and undefeated against Duke all time. But all right, this is a crucial Pac-12 matchup right here. Utah at USC. How is Utah going to respond to some of the struggles they've had lately? You know, with losing like Oregon State and all that. But who else? I mean, and, you know, USC come off a bad loss to Notre Dame, getting just dumped last week. So they're both ranked. I mean, this is in USC. I don't know what I like in this one. I'm going to take I had trouble picking this one kind of too. I'm going to go with the Trojans of USC. They got home field advantage. And I think USC does it. I mean, this is really one of the games that really gets you in the Pac-12 championship. I'd say USC's got to win this one. They want to have a chance at the playoffs. So I'll take Trojans this one. The last college football pick here. We got Clemson at Miami. Clemson's playing better lately. Miami has been their momentum has gotten worse since that Georgia Tech loss. They got just creamed by Carolina, you know. Who do I like in this one? I had trouble picking both that game. I really had trouble picking this one too, kind of. It's in Miami, but I don't know. Clemson looks better. They have played a lot better. They beat Syracuse. They proved me wrong there. And they beat Wake Forest in an ugly way, but their defense is so good. So I'm going to actually go with Miami. I mean, surprisingly, I thought, wow. I mean, I had trouble. I was going to pick Clemson. I was like, no, I think Miami wins this one. I like the Hurricanes this one. Clemson's going to lose this week. Miami's got the home field advantage. They're going to turn around after losing 2 straight. They really should be they really should have 1 loss instead of 2, but I think they'll win this. They'll get back on track this week. They'll beat Clemson. But all right, now let's get into NFL picks now. Starting with tomorrow's Thursday night game. This week's Thursday night game, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the New Orleans Saints. The spread is 2.5, favored by the Saints at home. Last week, I kind of struggled with Uncle Mike's pool. I finished +2, but still, I haven't been hot as much as I did early in the year. Who I take in this one? I'm not going to take I think the Saints don't cover. I'm taking the Jaguars to outright win over the Saints as well. The spread is 2.5. I'm going to take the Jaguars. Saints don't cover. Jaguars will win this one. They have been playing probably really good football lately. They won London twice, but they beat the Bills. That's a really good team. And they made a statement last week. They dominated the Colts, make sure that division is still theirs, you know. So give me the Jaguars. They're playing really good lately. So, all right. Next, we got the Sunday games. The Washington Commanders at the New York Giants. The Commanders are favored by 1.5 in MetLife Stadium. The Washington Commanders last week found a way to beat the Falcons, and I got that pick right. And the Giants played, and yes, they didn't score a touchdown, but they played really good against the Bills. They should have, to be honest, I mean, Bills kind of didn't deserve to win, to be honest, last week, but I'll take a win, but it was an ugly win. But, I don't know. The Giants look better. I think the Giants should start Tyrod again. You know, yes, Daniel Jones is hurt, but Tyrod looked a lot better than a lot of people thought going in that Bills game. Yes, even though the Giants lost the Bills, but this week I'm going to take the Commanders. The Commanders cover the spread. I think they're a better team than the Giants this year. I got the Commanders this one. Sam Howell is just proving that he's the guy for Washington. So, they'll cover the spread. Next, we got my Buffalo Bills taking on the New England Patriots in Foxborough. This is a crucial AFC East matchup for the Bills. You know, because right now, currently the Dolphins are technically in first place because of the overall record right now. and the Bills are favored by 8.5. Do I take the spread? I don't know, because the way the Bills, their offense has been just god awful. The Bills' offense lately, it's been concerning the way they've been playing the last 2 games. London, obviously, yeah, there's a kind of excuse there, the jet lag and the field conditions and all that, but still, no excuse. We should have. I mean, the offense looked bad in that one. But it's no excuse for that Giants game. That was terrible. They're lucky they won that game. I'm getting here's my first call of the night here. Let me take this. Hello? Hello?
Hello? The Bills better beat the Patriots.
They better. The last 2 weeks, our offense has been bad. We had an excuse in the Jaguars game because of the jet lag, but this past Sunday was kind of really bad. We still won, but it was bad.
And too bad we won't have Damian Harris for the Patriots.
Oh, I know, because it'll be Damian Harris return to New England. That's right. He's a former Patriot.
And it looks like Josh Allen's okay.
So, yeah, that's a relief. Josh is going to play Sunday, which is good. Hopefully he gets it together and puts up 300 yards, puts up like 3 or 4 touchdown passes, and just dominates New England, hopefully.
Right, and do you want me to say something about Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
Wait, am I allowed to swear in this channel?
Absolutely.
Do you know what I like to call Bill Belichick?
Oh, I got to hear this.
I like calling him Bill Belichick. That's what he is this year.
Yeah, he is. He is. This is the worst coaching job of his NFL career.
Thank you for letting me join.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to be on the show with you this Friday for our Friday night talk show. If anyone wants to know, tune in Friday night at 7:30.
On Spears Bills Talk.
That's right, Spears Bills Talk. Me and Spears Bills Talk will be on for our own show, like Friday night, mostly talking about the Bills and the Sabres.
Go
Bills. Go Bills. But yeah, that's announced. Starting this Friday at 7:30, I will be with Spears Bills Talk for our Friday night chat about Buffalo sports. Make sure to tune into that. Give him a like. Subscribe on his channel. Same as my channel too as well. But back to the Bills game here. The Buffalo Bills. I think this week, the last 2 weeks have been struggling as a concern, but I think they're going to turn around. They're going to cover the 8.5 point spread. This is a game they got to turn around. Belichick, this has been the worst coaching job of his career. It really has been. Well, they came so close to beating the Raiders last week, but this week, they're going to have problems. The Bills are going to dominate. They're going to be pissed off after the last 2 games they struggled. Even though they won over the Giants, but still, they're going to be pissed off. They're going to dominate New England this week. Bills, I got the Bills easily. All right. Now, the Detroit Lions at the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be another good one here. Detroit's been just really, they've been proven. I've been right about Detroit, how good they're going to be. I figured they're a threat to not just the NFC, but possibly being a Super Bowl contender, possibly. Like a dark horse kind of. Not anymore. I feel like they're really good this year. I know my dad ain't happy about this, because he's a Packers fan and all that. That Detroit's been dominating this year. I think the NFC North's already theirs. Even though there's still a lot of games up, I think that NFC North is theirs. They're going to dominate the Packers the next 5 to 10, even 15 years. I'm telling you that. Dan Campbell. Who will I take this one? Baltimore coming off a tough loss to the Steelers a couple weeks ago, but this week barely beating the Titans, kind of. Well, even though they covered the spread, but I lost that pick, but still, they should have, I don't know. It could be jet lag, but they probably not, but they're at home. But I like the Lions this one. Give me the Lions. The spread's 2.5. I think the Ravens don't cover, and the Lions win this one. Dan Campbell, I'm telling you, this team is for real. Give me the Lions in this one. Next, we got a big NFC South matchup here. The Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Winner of this one would take control of first place right now at the moment. Oh, get another call here. Hello?
Hey, Instigator Mick. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, absolutely.
So, first, I just wanted to call and say great stream last night. Got to watch the last period. Really enjoyed everything you do on there. Guys who watch this, make sure on Tuesday nights to go check out Western New York Sports on Twitch. Instigator Mick does commentary for the local Olean area beer league hockey on Tuesday nights.
The Dirty Oars.
A lot of great content there. Highly recommend it.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to call and ask about the Buffalo Bills, and I was wondering, do you think they're underperforming so far this season?
I think they're struggling a little bit. Yeah, I think they kind of are. Even though they started hot, but now lately they've been kind of concerning me a little bit. Their offense, especially.
I agree. Do you think they're still a playoff Super Bowl team?
I still think they could. It's tough on the defensive side with a lot of injuries, but I still got faith in them this year. They got a good team. They still got Josh. They still got Diggs. Still got Micah Hyde. Still got Poyer together. Still got most of the defense. I mean, Von Miller, if they can stay healthy, I think they got a chance. They'll still be a playoff Super Bowl team.
Yeah, I agree. I think they still have the talent, obviously. I just think they just need to figure some little things out, and I think they'll be a powerhouse again.
I think so. They just got to figure it out this weekend against New England.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on the show. I'm looking forward to watching Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully. And thanks for having me on, Instigator Mick.
Absolutely.
Glad to be here.
Always a pleasure.
Later.
Thank you. All right. So Tampa Bay and Atlanta here. The spread's 2.5 favored by the Buccaneers. Falcons are kind of okay, yes. But I like Tampa on this one. I really like the Bucs in this one. I think they're cover the 3.5 point spread, and it's at home. I think the Bucs are the better team in the NFC South other than the Saints. I like the Bucs this one. Next, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Chicago Bears. The Raiders are actually favored by 2.5. They've been playing really better lately. Ever since they beat the Packers, I think they gotten some momentum going. They won that, and then they found a way to beat New England in a close game. I'd say, yes, it's in Chicago, but I think it's going to be an easy one for them. Depending now with Justin Fields' injury, I think the Raiders win again. They're going on a winning streak. This will be their third straight win if they win tonight, Sunday. I think they'll cover the spread and easy beat Chicago. This Bears team is just dog shit this year. Yes, they still got DJ Moore, but still, that Bears team is dog shit. So I like the Raiders pretty easily in that one. All right, another 1 o'clock game. We got the Cleveland Browns at the Indianapolis Colts. The Browns are favored by 1.5. The Browns shocked the world last week. They screwed my pick of the week. I had the 49ers my pick of the week last week. That's right. So, yeah, but good shout out to the Browns. I mean, in the 49ers' long winning streak and giving them their first loss of the season. The Browns shocked the world last week. And Indianapolis is banged up. Richardson's most likely out for the year for the Colts. So they got Minshew as the starter. Still a second straight start for Gardner Minshew. Will Minshew Magic start again? I don't know. I would love to pick him, but Cleveland looks so better than him. I like the Browns this one. I'll take them this one. They'll cover the 1.5 point spread and win in Indianapolis. So give me the Browns this one. Oh, now let's move on to the 4 o'clock games. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the LA Rams. The Rams are favored by 2.5 in the spread. I mean, I would pick the Steelers. I would. But just this Rams team is just too good. They got Aaron Donald still on the defensive side, and they got Cooper Kupp has been balling out. And they got this newcomer, too, that's looking good, too, this receiver. They got Matthew Stafford still. They still got the team. I would pick them. Yeah, but I think the Rams might have some problems with the Steelers defense for a while, but the Rams will cover the spread. I would pick them. Sorry, Max. I mean, I would pick the Steelers, but the Rams look better on paper. I think I like the Rams this one. They're looking better. So I'll take them in this one. All right, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. Let's see how this one will go here. The Rams. The Cardinals gave the Rams a close game for a while, but Rams pulled away late. Seattle coming off a tough loss to the Cincinnati Bengals last week. So would I take this one? The spread is 7.5. Favored by the Seahawks. It's in Seattle. Seattle's win by 8 points. They'll win easily. They'll cover the spread. I like the Seahawks in this one. Oh, this one's an interesting one. This next pick here. The Green Bay Packers at the Denver Broncos. The spread is 1.5 favored by the Packers. They're slight favorites on the road, but the thing is they got Aaron Jones coming back. They got a lot of their guys coming back. And the Broncos have been still dog shit, still. Russell Wilson. But then again, Russell Wilson has owned the Green Bay Packers in the past. Just think about that. They still have the good games left. That's like the NFC Championship game when he played the Green Bay. That's one of the most notable ones, like Russell Wilson versus the Packers moments. The NFC Championship game with Brandon Bostic, like onside kick and all that. I remember that game real well. Packers choking that game and losing to Seattle. And that's the most memorable one, I think, of when Russell Wilson played Green Bay. Does he do it again? Does he find a way to beat the Packers again? The answer, I would say yes, but nah. Green Bay wins it pretty easily. They'll cover the spread. They'll win easily, I think, this week. Jones come back, I think, healthy now. I think Green Bay wins this. They've been kind of streaky, but I think they're going to get back on track, get back to 500 after the bye week. So I like Green Bay on the road pretty easily. Next, we got the LA Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 5.5. This is in Arrowhead. But then, I mean, the Chiefs' offense has been kind of iffy this year. They still got Patrick Mahomes. They still got Travis Kelce, but don't bring back the pass. That's funny. That's breaking up off the NFC Championship game. That's funny. So the Chargers, the Chiefs last week, only scoring 19 points, and they still win over the Broncos. But still, the Chiefs have been kind of struggling this year. They barely beat the Jets. I just think they'll win, but barely. I think I'll take the points. I'll take the Chargers one. Maybe the Chargers might actually pull the upset this weekend. I'm saying that I put that game on upset alert this weekend. Chargers, I mean, they had a really good game at the Cowboys despite the struggles, but I think they almost beat the Cowboys. That's right. I think they'll get back on track. The Chargers will get back on track and beat the Chiefs. This is the game I put on upset alert this week. Is that one? Because Chiefs been kind of struggling. Justin Herbert, he's a real deal. I think they might beat the Chiefs. I'll give me the Chargers in this one. Give me the Chargers. Now to the Sunday night game. This is the best game of the week, I think. The Sunday night game. The Miami Dolphins at the Philadelphia Eagles. Dolphins been playing red hot after losing to the Bills, They put up a lot of points against the Panthers last week and all. And the Philadelphia Eagles come up their first loss. That's right. The Jets shocked the world last week by beating the Eagles. And, of course, the Eagles never lost the Jets ever in NFL history. That's the first time the Jets have ever beaten the Eagles, too. So that's a big shock last week, too. Jalen Hurts looked terrible last week. This one I've been debating, like, who do I take? Who do I take in this one? You know what? Out of these two teams, the Eagles have kind of been lucky. Dolphins look like been the better team out of these two. So give me the Dolphins. The Eagles won't cover the spread, the 1.5 point spread, and even though it's in Philly, but this is my pick of the week. I hate to do it. I hate to do this because the Dolphins are my Bills rivals and all that. I'm going to have to go with the Dolphins my pick of the week. They just look better than the Eagles. I'll go with Miami in this one as my pick of the week. But last but not certainly least, the San Francisco 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings. The 49ers look terrible. Once McCaffrey and Samuel got injured, but it doesn't matter. They look terrible. Brock Purdy just looked garbage against the Browns. It's the first time he's faced guys of adversity, but then again, it's Minnesota. They'll easily bounce back. I'm going to football in Minnesota. Cover the 6.5 point spread. I got the Niners easily. They'll turn it around after their first loss. They were overdue to lose finally, but they finally lost to Cleveland. But I was hoping they would lose a little later in the season. I wanted to see at least an undefeated versus undefeated later in the year, something like that. But I'll take the Niners easily. Yes, one. But all right, that is going to wrap it up here from Instigator Mick. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next Wednesday. Enjoy your football weekend.